Hey everyone, Dave Gary here. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. Today I want to talk about the "You are leaving the American sector" sign. Now this sign was found all over Berlin, or West Berlin, and East Berlin technically, but it was written depending on the sector that you were in, if that you were leaving. Now Berlin from 1945 to 1990, 1990 to reunification, was divided into four sectors: the British sector, the French sector, the United States or American sector, and the Soviet sector, which was all of East Berlin. Now, to demark or to delineate or to actually show and let everybody know what sectors they were leaving and entering, signs were posted at major crossroads and major intersections and major points throughout the city. Now, when one sector ended and the next one began, you had a sign that said you were leaving the American sector. And that depends if you were going from the American or the U.S. sector over to the British or to the Soviet sector, and vice versa. Now, if you were coming from the British and you were going over to the American sector, you would see a sign that says you are leaving the American sector. Or there's that famous sign that was there for a long time in front of the Brandenburg Gate on the west side of the wall, and it said you were leaving the British sector. Then the east side began. Now, what was the purpose of these signs? Well, first, all the signs were written in four languages: English, French, of course British, which is also English. So it's English, French, German for the German citizens, and Soviet or Cyrillic. Now, all signs had to have all the four languages. That way it was easy for everybody to understand. Everybody knew where they were. So if it was a French soldier that was traveling from the French sector to the American sector, he could go through the British sector, or he could go through, before the actual wall went up, through the Soviet sector. Now, obviously, once the wall went up, there are checkpoints. But, nonetheless, the Allied forces had free access of the city and could travel through any sector without a problem. Now, the sign was erected. It was all over the place. They came in various sizes. There were some small signs, some road signs. There were some huge pedestrian signs, or almost like billboard-like signs. And there were also just smaller little placard-sized signs depending on where you were in the city and where you were moving to. Now, you've seen some pictures of them here. They're no longer up, but you can still find them. You can find them on eBay, or you can find them at museums. You can find them in Berlin still. There's a couple of places that they're still up, but not as a permanent. It serves no more purpose other than just more display and for historical purpose. So, I hope that answers your question about the leaving the American sector sign. All sectors had them, everybody used them, and just so you knew where you were in the city, in the occupied city.